One last quick topic for today. I want to talk about Trump and the Statesmen-Like debate. Okay, people, I guess there will be a debate tonight. I actually kind of wondered as the story unfolded about Hunter Biden's laptop and all that now the world all knows, except the media keeps pretending they don't know it, but everybody else knows it. I wondered if you would have the left decide to suddenly have Joe Biden, come down with the flu or COVID or something to become unavailable, because this is deadly stuff that they're talking about here. And I want to just run through a couple of things, several important points about the debate tonight. Assuming it actually occurs, I encourage you to watch it. I want to talk a little bit about some people, even on the conservative side, thought that President Trump was too harsh, too confrontational during the previous debate. And if you watch that, President Trump did, talk over the end of his time, as did Joe Biden, and did interrupt. But I want you to stop and think for a moment what corner the media, the cultural Marxists, the leftists, the entire operation of the radical left in this country, the corner they have tried to force President Trump into, and therefore what that means about how he should respond. You have corruption that would bring down any Republican ever in United States history, evident to the world, and the entire media is acting like it doesn't happen. In fact, that was one of the Leslie Stahl little lines when President Trump put out the Leslie Stahl interview that is supposed to play on Sunday night for 60 minutes after the CBS edits it down to make Trump look bad. But President Trump made some comment about, well, the Biden administration, the Biden team is, they're in a scandal. There's a scandal going on. And she said something, no, there's not. I mean, this is like saying the sun is not hot. What do you mean the sun's hot? How can you? Everybody knows. But the media believes they can push this whole agenda, this whole get Trump out, get Biden in, and they can just look you straight in the face and lie. Crazy level crazy. But back to the debate tonight. So President Trump has been, as you were just hearing from our previous guest today, Rich Higgins, since the time he took office, he has been maligned by the Obama-era holdovers in his administration, in the White House. And we only talk about the White House and the NSC with Rich Higgins, but these people obviously deeply embedded in the FBI and the DOJ, which is why we had the completely false farce accusation of Russia collusion, followed by the farce of an impeachment over a conversation with the Ukrainian president, with President Trump on the phone with the Ukrainian president, engaging and encouraging him to look into what we now know is massive corruption, actually committed, have evidence of Biden, and somehow Biden can say on open tape, we're going to withhold $1 billion from you, Ukrainians, unless you fire the prosecutor looking into my son's company. So you have flat out corruption on national stage. Everyone's seen it. But the left thinks they can try, and they did succeed in, the technical term impeaching. The vote of impeachment occurred in the House, but the Senate did not remove him, as you all know. But the point is, this is a president who's been falsely accused of collusion, falsely accused of doing something wrong with Ukraine when the Ukraine's been the entire corruption of the Ukraine is owned by Biden, the entire corruption with the Russians by Biden and by Hillary Clinton, and as you have the American response to the COVID virus, the entire contraption of the media and the left-wing powers in this country using the virus as a political club to try to clobber President Trump. If you did not hear my interview yesterday with Dr. Simone Gold, I cannot urge you strongly enough to listen to that. She sets the facts straight about the kind of reaction America should have had to the coronavirus, contrasted with the shutdown of America's economy and the complete crushing of American basic constitutional freedom in this country, based on a virus that is not as bad as a flu virus. I cannot urge you strongly enough to listen to that interview. So you have Trump, being clobbered by all these people, and then you have the debate commission putting as the person, the moderator, this woman who is a leftist, her family are leftist, her entire operation is leftist. She is going to be the debate moderator. No one's even pretending that they try to find a neutral moderator. I don't even know that such a person exists, but there's Kristen Welker. She has deep state Democrat ties. Comes from an establishment Democrat family. They've poured cash into Democrat campaigns, into Barack Obama's campaign, Joe Biden's campaign. She is close enough to the Democrat establishment that she got invited to the 2012 the White House Christmas party when President Obama was in office. So she may not have a party registration listed today. She's a leftist, and she's the moderator. And the debate commission said, sorry, Trump, we're not going to talk about foreign policy. Let's talk again about what a crappy job we would like to accuse you of doing on the COVID, the reaction to COVID. So President Trump, he is, and I urge you to read the book we were talking with Rich Higgins about in the last segment, he is the boulder in the road to stop the leftist takeover of this country. We are not looking at an election between Republicans and Democrats. We're looking at you have America or you lose America. You have America the free with the rights guaranteed in the Constitution, or you have the completion of the Obama agenda, the fulfilling of the Obama socialist Marxist agenda that will happen under the Biden administration. So I'm telling you all this to say, President Trump tonight, regardless of what the question is, needs to bring out the Hunter Biden laptop email scandal. He needs to bring out what the American people now understand about what Biden was doing in the White House, what Joe Biden was doing in the White House and as a senator, how he became beholden to communist interests, how his family has raked in millions of dollars through the illicit arrangements he makes with Hunter Biden, and money flowing through Hunter Biden and many of his little companies and connections, making its way to Joe Biden. Go and listen, if you have time to, before the debate tonight. Listen to Rudy Giuliani's podcast. He lays it out as only a prosecutor can. So back to Trump tonight. If he doesn't raise the Hunter Biden laptop and the corruption of Joe Biden, frankly, in every answer to every question, he would be doing a disservice to the American people. The American people, those who tune in and aren't people who are deeply, heavily into the news, the only place they're going to find out about what the Biden emails contain, what the corruption of the Biden crime family really consists of, the only way they're going to find it out is if you have President Trump in the debate telling people about it. That is the only way that the people will hear this, because the media is going to pretend it doesn't exist. They're still sticking their fingers in their ears and saying, la, 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 I can't hear you, won't cover it. And so the president, with a bully pulpit of being one of the two people in the debate tonight, needs to bring it up. And if the media, if the presidential commission dares, because they've agreed on an idea that they're going to mute microphones if people go over their time, if they dare mute the president because he's telling the American people the truth, that the media won't tell them, that the Biden family won't tell them, you know what? I think it's going to actually hurt the media and hurt Biden. The American people need the story told this close to the election, and Trump's got a terrific platform to do it, and he's got to do it tonight. So do not walk away. I call this segment something about a statesman-like debate. If you're one of those people that keeps saying, I sure wish we could have debates like the Lincoln-Douglas debates. They were wonderful. They were an exchange of ideas. People, we have a left-wing impending Marxist takeover of this country. That is what the Democrat Party stands for today. That is where they live and who they are. You can't, for the same reason you can't negotiate with terrorists, you cannot expect to have at a Democrat-controlled presidential debate with Biden being protected by the media, protected by the moderator, protected by the Presidential Commission on Debates. You cannot expect President Trump to be kind of like the Lincoln-Douglas debates. He's got to come in and fight he will, I am very sure. He's got to come in and tell the American people what the left won't tell them. The danger we have facing our country of a guy who is owned by the Chinese. Remember all along how they kept saying President Trump, well, you can't really trust him, he's Putin's puppet. And there was nothing to that. The only person who's a puppet on that stage tonight will be Joe Biden, a puppet of the Chinese government and the Chinese Communist Party, as well as all the other deals raking in millions to his family, orchestrated through Hunter Biden's communications and connections. This is a man, Joe Biden, who cannot be near the White House. And if it takes President Trump being a little bit failing to answer precisely the question, fine. If President Trump gets angry, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? Falsely accused, lied about, badgered, clubbed, maligned, and lied about again all 4 years of his presidency by the Biden team, by the Clintons, by the media, by left-wing America, by people in government, and he still stands. He still stands with the American people. He still stands. The rallies you see, we're going to talk more. If Biden is still in the race by Monday, which I don't know if he will be, but if Biden is still in the race on Monday, we're going to talk about, because I had a friend say to me recently, we had the elections, and I don't know how it's going to come out, but how much damage could Biden do in 4 years? I actually had a friend say that to me, and that's going to be the theme of Deep Dive Monday on Monday. How much damage could Biden do in 4 years if he were to get elected? This debate tonight matters. President Trump needs to be held to the standard of a warrior defending the future of liberty and not the debate rules in moot court. This is a guy standing up for the freedom of America. I have a huge thing to tell you before I close out the show today. We're going to go to why it matters in just a moment. But I want to mention something. I've talked to you numerous times about the fact that I hosted a conference in Dallas. It was on September 26th. And that conference was called American Women and American Freedom. It was an in-person conference with stellar speakers, home run, stellar, extraordinary speakers. To say the conference was a success does not begin to describe. It was an overwhelming success. We had people sitting there glued to their chairs. I had people tell me at the end, my friends and I were kind of thinking about leaving at lunchtime and going out, going shopping to the mall. Can you believe this? Okay. But they said we couldn't leave. I had people saying we were going to leave early. We couldn't leave. It was so good. So why I'm telling you all this is we finally have all of the speeches from our conference, all of our stellar speakers, including Lieutenant Colonel Alan West, who is now the chair of the state GOP here in Texas, Katie Hopkins from England was our kickoff speaker. We have Star Parker, the founder of CURE, based in Washington, D.C. Kelly Ward, the chair of the Arizona GOP and a rock star Republican speaker. We had Rebecca Friedrichs, rock star advocate for teachers and educational freedom. We had just a lineup of rock star speakers. And for you who were there, if you bought a ticket or you sponsored, you're soon going to get an email, and you're going to be able to watch all, because I've been getting emails saying we want to watch the conference again. You'll be getting an email with a personal access code. You'll be able to go to americacanwetalk.org and use your login and watch those videos again. I've had many people asking to do that. But if you couldn't come to the conference, if you were not able to come because you're somewhere else in the world or just couldn't come that day, those videos are also available for you. And the way it's going to work is the conference tickets were $150 a person. $150 a person. Many sponsors paid much more than that. I am making the conference interviews, the conference speeches by all these stellar speakers, they're home run speakers, available to everyone for $10. Meaning, you go to our website, americacanwetalk.org, and on the home page, you find the word conference. Under conference, you go down to log in, and you can, with it one $10 payment, you can have access. You can be a conference member of America Can We Talk, a conference member of America Can We Talk for $10, and you can watch all of those conference videos. I tell you, they will light you on fire. You will enjoy them, you'll appreciate them, you'll realize how great the conference was. They'll give you talking points about the issues facing America, talking points from some of the most stellar thinkers in America today. So again, americacanwetalk.org, on the home page, go to conference, drop down, you click on the page that says you want to go watch the conference, and if you did not buy a ticket, you can watch those videos for a $10 charge. And you'll get an access code to do that. If you were at the conference or you bought a ticket, you'll get an email shortly that'll tell you how to access those at no charge. So I'm going to mention this a few more times next week. It's a great, great opportunity to hear, instead of for $150, to hear all those speakers for a mere $10. And I'm telling you, it will just light you on fire.